Hey, welcome back to the pod. This is the AI Cyber.Land podcast, and you can get all of the information about AI and cybersecurity in one place with the world's greatest co-host, Shelby!
Hello!
We are your eyes and ears for all things AI and cybersecurity, the breaches, the bromances, all of it. All of it. We got it here, especially the bromances. Alright, so let's get briefed. Okay, so I saw something very interesting. I sent it to all my friends on Discord. Then I went to check Discord right now to see what I had posted, how they had reacted to it. And my post wasn't there. And I started to think, was that all just a dream? Did I just imagine that this thing existed? But no, it turns out it's just a Discord outage. So in this regard, I am somewhat sane, but in other regards, I'm normal Bryce. So, normal Bryce.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah, go.
I saw a story about a lady had submitted a talk. I think she was like a keynote or something. She was a speaker at a conference. I don't even know what industry. And she submitted her bio and her picture. And then when it got published for the conference information, her picture was slightly wrong because something happened with the crop, and then they used generative fill. And so it made it look like her bra was showing, whereas it was not in the original photo, and it made her shirt tighter and just awkward things, and took her necklace and hid it. It was very awkward. So in case you're gonna do that for a conference, y'all, check your photos.
I feel like if you're gonna submit maybe I'm old school, but if you're just gonna submit a photo for a speaking engage, you shouldn't be putting that through AI at all.
It wasn't the girl who did it. She submitted it, and then the conference user or organizers
jazzed it up.
We need it just a little bit bigger, so they used generative fill.
Enhanced.
And she was like, "What's going on? My photo's not right." Anyway, I thought of it because you said your Discord post wasn't there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I can see more and more of that happening. I could see things automatically doing that too, right? Being I'm magically helpful, you know? So you want to resize that? Sure, we could do that. All right, I got a quick question for you, Shelby. It's critically important that you give me the correct answer to this, okay? The question is, what is the recommended dosage of the moonlight for treating vitamin D deficiency in software engineers?
Moonlight, not sunlight?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I didn't know we got vitamin D from moonlight. All night. I only expected it from sunlight.
You passed the test, and that brings me to this week's story, which is the BS benchmark. Someone came up with a benchmark where they asked the AI questions like this to try to get the AI to agree with them and give them back a real response. And they categorized their responses into 3 boxes. Bucket 1, it just accepts the nonsense and rolls with it, right? Bucket 2, it tells them I don't think that's right, but here's the answer anyways.
Oh, I think that's where I landed.
yeah, you were bucket 2. And then bucket 3 was 100% pushback, just says your question doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? So, which model provider do you think pushed back the most on the users?
Claude?
Yeah, you're right, Claude.
Okay.
They did. All the top spots on the benchmark are owned by various Claude Anthropic models. And I think this comes back to something we talked about previously, which was they're one of the few companies, for better or for worse, that bakes their models with kind of a morality code, right? And so I think that's one of the reasons, or a constitution of what they can and can't do. And so I think that's the reason why their models are so much more willing to tell you no, which is a good thing in this scenario.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a bad thing when you're just trying to secure a server, and it's I'm not going to tell you that because I don't want you to hack it. I'm bro, it's clearly my server. I'm you could see I have the private key to the SSH on it. I was at that
That's
point,
funny.
I was it's game over anyways if it wasn't my server. So, what's what?
I like the honesty. I like the brutal honesty from a bot, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Which
don't want a
model?
sycophant bot. I want a real one, you know? Tell me how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, well, they're keeping it real. They're keeping it real, or they're Anthropic. Which model provider do you think? So the top 7 spots was all Anthropic models. What model provider do you think is in the number 8 slot? So right below them.
Number 8? Oh,
Yeah, so effectively like the second company, right? Who's the second best company?
Copilot? I don't know.
I was hoping for something like that. It turns out it's actually Alibaba's Qwen models. The Qwen
Okay.
3.5 model took 8th place and successfully responded 78% of the time. So yeah, I was pretty impressed by that. I've heard really good things about the Qwen models, so I'm gonna based on this, I'm gonna start checking them out more this weekend. But I know I've had a lot of friends who talk highly about them in regards to using them for coding purposes, right? Just that they're really cheap and they're really fast, and the results are like kind of on par with like a Sonnet equivalent, right? So,
All right.
all right. Well, um,
Are you gonna tell me which model like got the worst score for just being like, yeah, I'll go along with whatever delusion you're playing?
okay, I will tell you. I checked Anthropic, I checked OpenAI, and I checked XAI. Is there any other ones that you want to talk about?
No, that covers it.
Okay. All right. So, one thing that was really surprising, at least for me, was OpenAI's 5.4 model, which is not the newest, just one behind the newest, actually scored slightly higher than 5.5 on the benchmark. So, anyway, 5.4 did slightly better on the benchmarks, but I'm looking at them now. Yeah, no, it looks like of those 3 that ChatGPT's is the worst by far, right? It's even, I thought XAI would be the worst for sure, and cause just because it's trained on Twitter data, like it's like that's like
Yeah.
the most unreliable data set I've ever seen, right?
Yeah, no, that's
And
fair.
that was my logic, not because of any other reason. But no, I mean they're clearly in between. We're talking about the latest models. Their latest models are clearly, which is not 4.3. They have 4.3 on the website right now, but this is benchmarked on 4.2 for XAI. No, they're significantly better than OpenAI's, but not nearly as good as Anthropic's. So, and one other thing that was interesting was that Sonnet 4.6 is actually the top model from an accuracy standpoint in the benchmark. So Opus models, Opus 4.5, actually ranked below it, which doesn't make any sense to me because like Opus is supposed to be way smarter than Sonnet and take way longer on the problem, but apparently, I mean, they were pretty close on the benchmark, but
Interesting.
they did not do that well. But to answer your question, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. This isn't really super fair because these models are like pretty ancient at this point.
Oh, okay.
But the worst model in the benchmark is GPT 4.0. But you know,
That checks out.
Gemini 3, yeah, also did not perform very well, and Mistral Large 3. These are all kind of older now, right? Those 3 are at the bottom of the benchmark as far as like, and they did really poorly. Like they agreed with the user almost like 90% of the time, right? So we've come a long ways, you know. So that's a big jump, you know. Even Anthropic's, like their Claude 3, you know, had agreed with users 75% of the time when it was like just totally incorrect, and now their Sonnet 4.6 agrees with users 3% of the time when they're incorrect.
Oh, okay. So that's a huge jump.
Yeah, so I mean, it's gotten way better over the last 24 months, right? I would say. So, anyways, we'll link to the benchmark below if anyone wants to go check out the data. It's pretty interesting. I think this is really applicable though to cybersecurity because of the fact that like, you know, whenever there's like a like if you're like, hey, there's a vulnerability, this is my idea on how to fix it. Like, what do you think? And then, you know, if you're using one of these, if you're using a ChatGPT versus a Claude, a ChatGPT is going to be much more likely to agree with you, even if it's an incorrect solution, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my thought, was like, oh, okay, like if I really want to know if the solution I've come up with is a good idea or a bad idea, I should probably ask Claude, right? And maybe if I'm just in the brainstorming mode, though, that like I should just ask all the models, right? But yeah, you know, I don't know.
I remember like a year ago, a good friend of mine said that she was tired of the way that the bots talked because they're just so like, oh, you're right about that. And when it's not, right? And she was like, I just want the correct answer. Like, stop trying to, you don't have to pander to my feelings. And so I remember like a year ago, she like had like just initial instructions every time she started one of her chats with her bots. Anytime it'd just be like, be brutally honest, do not code it, sugarcoat it. It was great.
Yeah.
It was so rude to talk to. It was awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people do that, and I've seen like I think like Mark Andreessen, sorry, I can't say his last name, but like he released his prompt online. It said something similar, and there's a lot of people that are kind of pro that. You know, I'm really cautious about doing things like that. I just think like slightly moving the model, right, can have unintended effects. So, like AKA, you could get worse results in aggregate is my concern. But
interesting.
You know, if it's like to the point where you're like, I can't even use this thing, then yeah, you should definitely like get it back in line. So, all right. Well, what did you see this week, Shelby? Did you see anything interesting?
Yeah. So OpenAI recently, a couple weeks ago, released an open source tool, and it's called Privacy Filter. So very excited about this. Basically, it's an open weight model for detecting and redacting PII in text.
Cool.
So any sort of sensitive information, it's supposed to help with you not accidentally spilling the beans. So some cool things about this model. Let me tell you about it. It is very small. And it's also designed for high throughput because it's intended to be part of a privacy workflow. They're not trying to, you know, burn a ton of tokens on this. It's also boasts being very context aware, which puts it a leg up on kind of your traditional like loss prevention tools, right? So it's supposed to be context aware even for like unstructured text. Because of its size, it can also run locally, which is great. It also processes in a single pass, which helps with that speed. Going back to like kind of the context, it is able to hold a large context window, even though it's a small model. So it does about 128,000 tokens for its context. So that's great. It's supposed to be good for like if you're giving it a large document, if you're trying to send a large document or something like that, it should be able to process that whole thing without splitting it up so it fully understands in context of what you're talking about, what might be considered sensitive information that we wouldn't want to show. So I saw like examples of it with like email, if you just are including like what kind of things it takes out, and it just shows like a little redacted thing based on which category. And it actually has 8 categories that they've defined. So it's person, I assume that's like name, address, email address, phone number, URL, dates, account numbers such as banking info or like payment processing card info, and secrets, passwords and APIs and things like that. It's also customizable, which is great because your needs might be different, right? So you can actually tune it with your own data sets to get it fine-tuned to what you're interested in. And it's also got a setting for sensitivity. If you are willing to put up with, you know, you don't want any false positives, you can set that sensitivity low. Maybe some stuff might slip through versus the other side of the spectrum where you're catching everything, but you might be redacting a little bit too much. Like if you're trying to talk about the name of someone who's a public figure or something, it might be like, oh, a name, and redact it, which makes your conversation a little bit broken or things like that. So yeah, kind of cool. It is available under the Apache license, Apache 2.0 license, either through GitHub or Hugging Face. And I should mention it does have limitations for sure. It does work best in the English language, especially like the alphabet we use, those Latin-based languages. But they also, OpenAI was very clear to say that this is not a one size fits all sort of thing. Like, this is not the only thing you should be using. They said this is not an anonymization tool. It is not a compliance certification, and it's not a substitute for like policy review, especially in high risk situations such as like banking or I guess besides financial, like medical or legal kind of situations where you have a little bit higher risk there. But yeah, it's supposed to be intended to be used as part of a larger privacy approach, but kind of cool. I love that it runs locally, because I'm like, OpenAI doesn't do things just for the good of people. There's always an angle here. So I was like, what are they really getting at here? I was like, maybe
I think they're trying to push like the enterprise angle lately, and I could see like a lot of this being a key differentiator in the enterprise, right? Like, because one, you wouldn't want to like send it to the cloud and let the cloud determine whether it's PII or not, because then it's already spilled. So I mean, it makes sense that you would want to run it on device or on at least inside your network boundary as a company. And then, but then, you know, maybe when they're doing evaluations like for government contract bids, they can say like, well, we have a PII filtering technology, and then other competitors don't have that in their proposal, and so then they're more likely to get awarded the work, right? Or something like that. Like, I think this is I wouldn't look at it as like, and maybe I'm just like I always look at the negative side, but I don't know. I don't look at this as like they're just so generous. I think this is like legitimately like a business strategy, and they're using it to gain an edge over Anthropic in the marketplace. And so, with that being said, you know, we're going to see get released in like 2 months from now is Anthropic's going to release a model like that's open source, that's the same thing or whatever. I mean, if it has an impact on the contracts and Anthropic feels like, okay, it's a threat, they'll probably just copy the idea, right?
Yeah.
So
I did kind of giggle to myself that they called it a frontier model, because I was like, are we just using that word all the time now? Like,
anything we bake is frontier. I baked it. It was on my computer. I baked it. It's a frontier model. Nobody. What does a frontier even mean at that point? Like,
right. I'm like, does it mean you released a model? But I was
maybe
like,
maybe that is. They're using the term pretty loosey goosey there on that one, I would say. So
there you have it. It's called Privacy Filter. You can go check it out.
Sweet. All right. Well, I just want to say, if you do anything this weekend, Shelby, anything at all, what you need to do is you need to leave a comment on this video right now about how awesome your weekend is going to be. not just you, Shelby, but everybody listening too. Leave a comment. Just say how much you love it. I definitely will read all your comments. Yes, I read every one.
You're going to have your AI summarize the comments. Give me the most interesting comments. There you go.
Only after I read a mean one and I start crying to myself. I'm like, you're so mean! You're so mean! No. We appreciate, we appreciate everything everyone does to help the channel grow. So please keep doing those things. All right. Fun fact time. I've been doing a lot of research lately on Walt Disney World. My oldest daughter is graduating from high school and she wants to go to Walt Disney World after she graduates. Mm-hmm. And I was pricing out the tickets this week. And I was like, she just wants to go to 2 of the parks, and then she wants to go to 1 of the water parks.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, 2 park tickets plus a water park ticket, and then I was going to the checkout, And I was like, I wonder if they got any deals. So then I go back to the Disneyland website and go to the deals section, and for a whopping $50 more per ticket, I could go to 4 days of theme parks plus 4 days of water parks. So 8 total days. And like,
wow, are you gonna do it?
well, I mean, I bought it. I don't know. I felt like an idiot. Like, I was like, this is only $50, and I get like, not even double. I get like 4 times as much. You know, like, am I even gonna be there that many days? No, absolutely not. But I could be there that many days. I don't know. I just felt like an idiot not spending the money. But maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I am an idiot because I spent money on things that I will leverage. I'll get my $50 worth for sure. But I don't think I'm going to be able to like go to 8 days of theme parks. Like, that seems insanity. Like, I don't know who's doing that, but whoever's doing that is making some bad life decisions. I'll tell you that right now.
That's some Disney intensive. You got to just stretch before 8 days in Disney. My goodness.
The weird part is they say these tickets are good for a week. And in my head, I'm like, a week is 7 days. But they're like, and you can do 8 days of parks. And I'm like, 4 days of parks and 4 days of like either golf or water park or stuff like that, right? Like the other Disney stuff that aren't theme parks. And I was like, I was like, 8 is more than 7. I was like, do I know how long a week is? Did they change how many days a week is? I was like, how would you even get that all done in a week? I was like,
that's so funny.
I don't know. I guess maybe you double up on some of the days if you're an insane person, you know?
You actually just don't sleep one of the nights and just stay in the park and count that night as your day.
I like that strategy. I'm sure someone has attempted that in the past. The question is, have they been successful? Has anyone been able to like sneak overnight at a Disney park? I don't want to know the answer to that. I feel like... So all I'm trying, my pro tip of the day is always check the deals. You know what I mean? Because if you want to waste money, the deals will get you every time. So.
That's gonna be so good. Have a fun time.
Oh yeah, I'll do an update afterwards on how my 8 days over 7 days worked out.
That's like groundbreaking research. That's frontier Disneylanding.
Yeah, well, if you want some frontier Disneyland, you come to the right place, my friend. I have applied all of the world's most expensive AI models to help organize my Disney trips and help optimize my days and help prioritize. Honestly, I wish at this point in the conversation I was joking, but I'm not even joking one bit. I actually had after I had like it all make the data, I went through and vetted the data because I don't want any false positives. I don't want anything getting screwed up on this trip, you know. Then I actually went back to ChatGPT and was like, I need you to make like a fun checklist for my daughter. So every day she has her own checklist. So ChatGPT generated an image. So every day she's got her own fun checklist, right? And it's got
look at you, such a nice dad.
Things on it, and it's gonna be a great trip for everybody. Maybe for me, but for everybody, it's gonna be a great trip. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll give some more updates, as we go. But what about you, Shelby? You see anything cool or interesting?
So I really appreciated this tweet or whatever it's called these days. A guy, his name is @ShazCodes. He took to social media to tell us a little story of what happened at his company. He says this: our CEO fired the entire 12-person QA team last month and replaced them with an AI automated testing pipeline to save $1.2 million.
Smart. Who needs QA? I never check my code, especially when AI writes it.
You ready? Today, that was a month ago, today we lost $6 million in orders because the bot hallucinated a discount code that made everything in the store $0.
Ooh, I want $0.
So here's the best part. So the company, with their genius approach here, they were able to lose a bunch of money. Anyway, the best part, they asked, the CEO then calls up the lead dev who was fired last month, or who was let go last month, and asked him to come in unpaid and save them. Free labor. Will you come save us? I just want to hear like people in the comments sound off. What would you do if you were that lead dev and you got that call? How would you respond?
I got some comments about this. I got some definite comments about this. I definitely like a pet peeve for me is definitely when people are like I would like you to come and do a lot of unpaid work for me. I'm like, bro, I don't have any time to begin with. And like you could at least try to give me something in exchange, right? To show you appreciate it. You'd at least say like, I don't have any money, but you know, like I'll change the tires on your car or something, right? Like I just like at least something, man. Like the worst is when they're like, I want you to come do all this work and I give you absolutely no reason to ever talk to me again. And I'm like, okay, well, I am a sucker, so I'll probably do it. So.
So funny. Well, you have a good heart, Bryce.
Yeah.
Anyone, if you ever need Bryce's phone number to reach out to ask for anything ever, just let me know. You can hit him up. Hey, I saw your channel once. Help me with this thing.
Too bad they don't know. If you're not on my favorites list, go straight to Dev Null. Maybe Claude will pick it up and give you a ring back, but I'm not seeing that ever. So
Straight to Null. Did you see the story about the guy? This is like old news, but it's like so great. There was a guy a developer, he got a vanity plate on his car because he didn't want speeding tickets. And he thought automated systems are going to give out these speeding tickets. So if I set my license plate to NULL, I won't get them. And it worked, but in reverse, he got like thousands of dollars of tickets that weren't properly assigned to other drivers, all went to him. So
because he has the null license plate, so he should get all those tickets.
So yeah, that was a hard one for him. But I like the idea, you know, working the system. Except that didn't work out that time. But yeah,
I've never had a vanity plate. Should that be on my bucket list in life? I don't know. I like that they have the plates now in the state that we live in. They have the black background. Like I like that. Have you seen those? Mm-hmm. You have to get like a vanity one to get it, is what I understand.
Oh, I see.
It's like I don't really want a vanity one, but I would like it if like it was black versus. I don't know why. I just think they look cooler. That's all.
There you go. Well, I think that wraps up our topics for today.
Well, yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.